Today on Simplified, I have a simple advice for young people. I've done a couple of videos in this channel about dating right. I think I have 2 videos on dating right. So if you have not seen them, I'll put a link in the description for this one. Dating right 1 and dating right 2, where I talk about dating. But in today's video, I just want to give this little advice to young people, because I think we mix up dating and being in a relationship. And anytime I talk about dating or relationships, I'm talking from the perspective of married people, or as a marriage counselor, where I can confirm that there are just too many people who are married and they're living in hell. They're not happily married. The concept of being happily married is so distant nowadays. I think maybe about 1 or at best 2 out of every 10 married couples are really happy to be married to the person they are married to. So we're dealing with marital issues that we cannot really change, because it's not change your attitude. It's about marrying the wrong person. That's why I come back always to dating and being in a relationship, because that's where we miss it. And when we miss it there, it's very little we can do to correct it after that, after we're married. But I notice that young people today, they misunderstand being in a relationship and dating. In fact, the typical trend nowadays is that you meet a guy, a girl meets a guy, girl loves boy, or boy loves girl. Girl meets a boy, boy meets a girl. They like each other. Of course, she's beautiful, he's handsome, he's got some chest, he's got some muscle, she's got, I don't know what she's got, some dimple or something. She's a fine girl. And in no time, they're updating their status on social media. I'm dating. I'm in a relationship. You know, they change their status now in a relationship. What are you in a relationship with? You just met somebody, you guys like each other, you talk a bit, and then you say you're in a relationship. No, you're not in a relationship. You have no business being in a relationship with someone you have not dated, with someone you don't know. The purpose of dating is to know a person and to answer 2 questions. So I'm going to just rush this video. The purpose of dating is to answer 2 questions. 1, do I want to be in a relationship with this person? If yes, the second question is, what kind of relationship, what type of relationship do I want to be in with this person? Is it a marital relationship? What kind of relationship? Where do I see this going? So you need to answer these 2 questions before you get into a relationship with someone. And to answer these 2 questions, you have to date the person. Dating is to answer these questions, to get to know the person enough to be able to say, yes, I want to be in a relationship with you, and this is the kind of relationship I see that we can be together. Okay? So dating must come first before being in a relationship, not the other way around. You don't go and update your status and say we're not in a relationship when you have not tried and known this person very well. Where you have not proven the person to be sure who they are and whether you can really be in a relationship with them. That's why too many people get into a relationship, and 3 months later, 6 months later, sometimes 2 weeks later, they break up. And they say they've served me breakfast. And you're heartbroken. You're really heartbroken, because it was always going to happen. You have not tried this person. You have not checked this person out enough to know if you want to be in a relationship with them. That's the purpose of dating. That's why when you meet somebody, boy likes girl, girl likes boy, the first thing you should do is agree to date. Date to know if you guys can be something more than just acquaintances. If you want to be friends, you want to be deep friends, you want to be in a relationship, you want to get married, all that will come after you date, to know the person. That's the purpose of dating. So dating, like I always say, is not the ice cream that you guys go and take together, or the movie you go and see. Those are the instruments you use to date. You go to see a movie, you go to have lunch somewhere, you go to have snacks somewhere, you go and take a walk, you hang out. All those are just the medium. What you are really doing is trying to know the person. So don't focus on that movie. Focus on the person you are watching the movie with. Okay? Try to know them. try to figure out who they are, what they're made of, what's their perspective to life, what's their interest, what's their perception to the opposite sex, what's their perception to marriage, what's their perception to godliness, all the things that are important to you, all the things that are valuable to you. You want to know them and their own perspective to those things. Are they neat? Are they godly? Are they prayerful? Are they disciplined? Are they going to be faithful to one spouse? That's what you want to figure out. The things that are important to you, so that you can make a decision on those two subjects. Do I want to date this person? Do I want to be in a relationship with this person? What do I see from here? Do I want to be in a relationship with this person? And if yes, then the second one is, what kind of relationship do I want to be with? What kind of relationship do I see with this person? So we need to date. First thing first, make sure you are dating to know the person before you get into a relationship with the person, before you start announcing and changing your status that you're in a relationship with a stranger. This principle is in Proverbs chapter 6. It's a biblical principle in Proverbs chapter 6. And it's the same principle as when you go and get into some kind of contract or partnership with somebody when you have not done due diligence, when you don't know the person. In Proverbs 6, in the King James Version, the Bible says, if you have shaking your hands with a stranger, you've gone into an agreement, a partnership, but with someone who you don't know. So it's an advice from a father to the son. He says, my son, if you have shaking your hand with a stranger, you've gone into a partnership with a stranger, with somebody you don't know, but you find yourself, you're already in a relationship with them, then you need to do some things to correct that mistake. In other words, it's a mistake to be in a relationship with somebody you don't know. Now, I'm going to do another video to talk about how to correct that mistake by the Proverbs 6 principle, Proverbs 6, 1, 2, 3. In fact, I'll do 2 videos about that because there's a way to correct it, and then there's a lesson from Ant, what we call the gospel according to Ant or Saint Ant. Very interesting story in Proverbs chapter 6. I probably will do 2 videos about that. But the fact that he's talking about doing something to correct it means that if you go in a relationship with a stranger, it is a mistake. You will almost certainly regret it. So that's why we date. We date so that we don't make that mistake of going into a relationship with a stranger. The boy is fine. The girl is beautiful. That's not enough reason. Go date them. Now, the problem is we don't raise kids properly nowadays like before. A lot of kids don't even know how to date. A boy is hanging out with a girl. Their parents don't know. Because they can't come home and say, I met this guy. I'm dating this guy. We are so spiritual in our Christianity, or I should say fake in our Christianity, that we're not real. Your 17-year-old girl is going to like a boy. Get used to it. Accept it in your head. This Christianity where we are pretending that we are all holy, my daughter is not going to think about a boy, my son is not going to think about a girl. At 19, your son is probably already dating, maybe in a relationship, and you don't know. I'm talking to parents now. We need to create an atmosphere at home where children, teenagers, young adults that are our wards, our kids, our children, can be free enough to talk about their feelings, their emotions. They are going to like a boy. They are going to like a girl. It's normal. You had those feelings when you were a teenager, remember? Except that you were hiding it from your parents, of course. But create a culture in your home, parents, I'm talking to you now, where your children can be open enough to tell you what they feel about the opposite sex, even at an early age. That is not the sin. It's when they hide it that they most likely will commit the sin, and even go so far in the sin that when you hear what they've done, you'll be shocked. Even now, I'm sure some parents that are watching me now, if your teenage child opens up to tell you how far they've gone with the opposite sex, you'll be really shocked. The point is, don't alienate them. Don't give them this feeling that they can't open up to you to tell you how they feel. That a 17-year-old or a 15-year-old girl or even a 13-year-old girl likes a boy, it's not a problem. It's feelings. Every one of us are going to have feelings at early age. It's what we do with it. James said that Elijah was a man of like passions as we are. He had the same feelings. Even though he was the prophet of God, he had the same feelings. But what he did with his passions was what differentiated him. Elijah was a man of like passions as we are. But what did he do? He prayed. So he talked to God about his passion, his feeling. He didn't shy away from God, his parent. He didn't say, God is going to kill me if he knows that I'm liking a girl and I'm a pastor. He talked to God about it. Your children should be able to talk to you about it. Should be able to open up to you about it. So in the next episode, I'm going to talk about how to date properly. So young people, you want to watch that one. When you're licking that ice cream and you're seeing that movie with him or with her, what are the things you should be doing? How do you date? What are the details that you should be looking out for? Stay tuned for that. My name is Benjamin Mudiaga, and this is Simplified with the MD. If you're new to this place, we talk about stuff like this and several other things about life and wisdom, and we do some tech stuff here. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell so you get to know when we have new videos in the channel. Like the video if you like it, and give it a thumbs down if you don't like it, if you hate it that much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.